Welcome back, friends, with more of the Big Bang Theory. This is Season 8, Episode 4. Last time, we had Howard throw out the first pitch at an Angels game, and even though he found a great solution to the fact that he can't throw, he still crashed and burned. And Sheldon was also getting on Leonard and Penny's nerves by saying that he and Amy have the best relationship, and how Penny and Leonard's were the worst of their friend group. That was sad. But alright, this episode is called the Hook-Up Reverberation. Sounds like someone is hooking up, and that's gonna have consequences for everybody, but everyone's paired up right now, so maybe it's a past hookup, or I don't know, maybe it's a side character. Alright, full reaction is going to be on Patreon. Leave a like and let's get started.
Have you guys heard about this research team that's trying to transgenically manipulate chicken DNA to create some sort of chicken dinosaur?
I think that sounds wonderful. Tell me a dinosaur chicken salad sandwich wouldn't hit the Mesozoic spot.
He told a joke.
Hey guys! According to a recent study out of Oxford University, when someone takes on a new romantic partner, that person loses one or two close friends.
Since when do you read social science?
I go to the bathroom like everybody else.
That's where all social scientists
I
belong.
started dating someone.
Yeah, you didn't lose anyone when you met Amy.
When this study refers to romantic partners. Not the way I would categorize the two of us.
I guess not.
I'm not the kind of guy who drops his friends just because he's in a relationship.
What happens if she doesn't like us?
Well, hey, you're my dear friends. You'll get a Christmas card for a couple of years and then you're dead to me.
Dude!
So, Howard, is Stuart still living with your mom?
I don't want to talk about it.
But he's going to.
My mom got him cable. I mean, my whole life growing up in that house. No
Oh,
cable.
man.
Do you know how many HBOs that leech had my mother get him? 7.
Seven HBOs?
7!
So nice to meet you.
Nice to finally meet you two.
Hi. Hello.
Wow, Raj, you were not lying about her.
I told you she exists.
That's what he said about...
Hey, I hear you're
The hello to Penny felt a little
Yeah, I'm a resident
cold.
at Huntington
Is
Hospital.
that just me?
Penny just started training to be a pharmaceutical sales rep. Maybe she could practice on you sometime.
Oh, it would be great to practice on a real doctor.
Ah.
I'm sure that'd be fine.
I have some
Fine.
odd freckles on my buttocks. Can I make an appointment for you to look at them?
I'm with him 3 years, nothing. She's with him 2 minutes and he's taking his pants off.
Oh, poor Amy.
I got the sense she didn't like me.
Me too.
Didn't like you?
Of course not. No one ever says they don't like you straight to your face.
We have led different lives.
Oh, poor Amy.
You really went your entire life without anyone saying I hate you to your face?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd say it now, but look at those cheekbones.
Oh, she's like, oh, thank you. My cheekbones. Oh.
I miss Stuart's place.
I do
All this
too.
loud.
I wish Stuart would reopen. I hate this place, too.
Okay, him I believe because he's an 80-year-old man in a 15-year-old's t-shirt.
Yeah.
You're just upset about Stuart and your mom and all their HBOs.
Yeah.
You know, I can't even watch Game of Thrones now without thinking of my mother saying, Stuart, which one is Thrones? You didn't get a lot of money from the insurance company.
Oh, that sucks.
There's one thing that gets my goat, it's those dadgum insurance companies.
Why? Because they won't get off your lawn?
Old man.
All I know is he's got my mother buying 4-ply toilet paper. I mean, 4-ply.
4-ply does sound like a lot. I've never... Wow.
God, it's
Never even heard of
delicate.
that.
Why doesn't he just use an Angora rabbit?
Just get a
For starters,
bidet.
they shed and bite.
Sarcasm sign.
Thought. Why don't we put up the rest of the money that Stuart
Yeah. There we go.
So,
Step 1, open comic book store. Step 2, start rumor this comic book store gives you genital warts.
What?
Step 3, buy a big bag to put the money in.
Thank you so much for letting me practice my sales pitch on you. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
I brought coffee. I wasn't sure what you like, so I got a regular, a cappuccino, and a chai tea. Since you like
Chai
Raj,
means
I thought you might
tea.
be into that.
Oh my god.
Leonard gave me this briefcase. Used to carry it around in high school. You can still see the dent where they whacked him with it.
Poor Leonard.
It has also been shown to cause significantly fewer side effects than other oral contraceptives. Although it can cause acne, which, if you ask me, kind of increases its effectiveness as a contraceptive.
Ooh. Ooh.
Funny. Raj told me that a while ago you two hooked up.
What? Oh, why would he say that?
Oh.
Did it not happen?
Well,
I mean...
wouldn't exactly call it a hookup.
Did you kiss?
Well, yeah.
Were you naked?
Yeah. So it was a hookup. No.
Well, yeah. God damn it. Oh, that's why?
What are
That's
some ways we
disappointing.
could
The
set
Hook-Up
our
Reverberation,
comic
there we
book
go.
store apart from the competition.
Kids buy comic books. It would be great to figure out a way to get more kids in the store.
You know, when I was a kid, I loved going there, but I could never get a ride.
No,
What if you got a van and drove around
no.
and picked kids up?
Raj, he's so innocent. No,
Nice.
Sheldon, no.
You mean like at parks and schools.
Toy stores, puppet shows.
Wait, everybody's down for this except for...
And are you going to use candy to lure them in?
Yeah, right, free candy on the side of the... They're gonna say yes.
are
Oh,
now.
good idea.
We got drunk and fooled around. Why couldn't you just leave me out of it?
We were being honest. You would leave me out of the conversation with the next guy if you dumped Leonard?
Yeah.
Why say it?
Yes!
Why say it?
Well, I would never leave you off my list.
Oh my god.
Well, good job. Now she hates me.
Oh.
Great. On the bright side, that Oxford study was right. One friend down.
I guess that...
I wonder
yeah.
who you're going to lose next.
You. Okay, it's you. You're next.
He's okay with it.
No, you're crazy about me.
That glare. That slow turn and glare. Oh.
I don't know what Emily's so upset about anyway. Even if I had slept with him, so what? Everyone has a past. Almost everyone has a past.
Come on, look how pretty
Oh,
you are.
Amy.
I'm sure this isn't the first girl to hate you.
I
It's
guess.
not.
She took it as a compliment.
And I'm sure you can turn it around.
Hang around and act like her friend until you wear her down. Next
That's-
thing you know, you're in her home, you're eating her food, drinking her wine.
Amy.
No, that won't work.
You're right. Cheers.
I know.
Penny
Why
with
don't
the
you
no
use your
situational
sales
awareness.
training to go back down there and sell yourself. Instead of selling a drug, you'd be selling Penny. It's cute.
It's stupid.
Well, maybe people would like you more if you didn't crap all over their ideas.
I'm gonna go with Penny on this one.
Oh my god, I didn't used to like you.
Shh, Amy's here now.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
The more I think,
Good to see all the new stuff before it hits the shelves.
Have you mentioned this
and
to
we can
Stuart?
have fun interactions.
Do you think when she and I had that conversation, she left people off her list?
I'm sure she did.
Why?
If she hadn't, she'd still be wading through the list.
Oh, Sheldon.
Stay out of this.
If only Penny had said that once in a while.
Jeez. What a comeback.
I'm not sure that complete honesty is always the best thing for a relationship.
Says Howard.
Yeah, he's right. I told Amy that her hair reminded me of a duck cotton oil spill. She stormed out, which
Wow.
was sad because we were playing Scrabble and I had all the letters to spell persimmon.
Okay.
I know that if I had a wife or a fiance, I'd ask her first before I invested money in a comic book store.
That's true.
He's right.
I was also right about her hair. It did everything but quack.
Oh. Sheldon was correct for once.
The guys and I were thinking about investing in Stuart's comic book store. Is that okay?
Why are you asking me?
You know, we're engaged, and it's kind of a big deal
Yeah.
financially. Seems like something we should talk about.
Well, would you consider mounds of credit card debt kind of a big deal financially?
Uh-oh.
Yeah?
Huh.
We've got something to talk about. Oh, crap.
Me and the guys were talking about this great investment opportunity.
Nope. Shut it down immediately.
But you didn't hear what it was.
I know.
I know. Tell her it's for Stuart.
Come on.
How will you know we're saving up for a house?
No, I know, but all the guys are doing it. We're splitting it 4 ways, so it's really not that much money.
Just seems like a risky investment.
Yeah, but Stuart's
Okay.
place wasn't making money in the first place.
The real reason this is important is
Your mom.
before my dad left me and my mom, he used to take me to the comic book store. It was one of
Call
the
him out
few
on this
things we
bullshit.
did together.
Uh-huh. No.
Story's made up, isn't it?
Yep, totally. Completely.
That's how much buying a comic book store means to me.
Oh, freaking Howard.
I'd like your honest opinion on something.
He did say lying
Of
is fine.
course.
Anything you say that isn't enthusiastically supportive will throw our entire relationship into question.
Well, great.
Feeling a little backed into a corner, Sheldon.
Perfect. Now,
Perfect.
Can you see how a grown man, an accomplished scientist, who invests in a store that sells picture books about flying men in colorful underwear might be wasting both his financial and intellectual resources?
No.
I think she's always been the one who's felt most dismissive of
Then I think it's a terrific idea.
their ideas and their interests.
Wait till you hear about our van.
Oh no, that you definitely have to kill. That you have to kill.
I just love both you guys and I want you to get along. And when I say love, I meant as a friend.
Uh-huh.
And way too soon, right?
Okay, sit
Way too soon.
Listen, Emily,
I thought I'd be okay with it, but then I saw how pretty you are.
Aww.
you are gorgeous.
It's true, you're both gorgeous.
Raj.
Anna says something about the man who could bed you both.
Not helping yourself here, man.
You get why I've been alone most of my adult life.
Yes,
What brings you by?
Well, I don't need a reason. It's my house.
Technically, it's your mom's house,
Yeah.
but we certainly want you to feel welcome.
We.
I'm always welcome.
Just try and call first.
Pulling him back.
I appreciate the offer, but actually, your mother already gave me the money.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I told her it was too much, but she said she was happy to help out her boobala.
Oh, Howard's gonna lose it.
Stuart is not your bubbler. I'm your bubbler. You can't have more than one bubbler!
Oh, no.
I don't know who he's talking to. She's at Target buying me shirts.
Wow.
Okay, good night, guys.
All right, night.
Bye.
Uh-oh. Still hate each other.
hate her.
Oh, man. That sucks.
It'd have been so nice to have a place that was ours, so we could just sit and read comics in peace.
With comfy seats and snacks.
Bozos. This was a really funny episode. I feel like Amy, in all her weirdness, has kind of become funnier and funnier recently, like within the last half season. I'm not even sure what to pinpoint, but yeah, she stood out to me more and more the last couple of episodes in a way that she didn't before. And the line about her and Penny leading very different lives because nobody has ever said I hate you to Penny's face was very sad, but also kind of hilarious. And she couldn't say I hate you to Penny because damn those cheekbones. Always find it very funny when Amy praises Penny and Penny's all flattered instead of, I don't know, being weirded out. A lot of Penny flattery in this episode as well, even from Emily, who says she's just intimidated by her because she's very pretty. And yeah, Amy's advice to wear Emily down, implying that she did the same with Penny, paints their friendship in a very different light. Penny realizes, like, hey, I didn't used to like you. And Amy shushes her and says, Amy's here now, and like brushes her face. Again, not a huge fan of the wearing someone down thing, but I think it's more of a joke in this context than actually how it went down, because I think, like, Amy did try very hard to be Penny's friend, but Penny never told her to stop or wanted her to stop. It's not like men continuously trying to win someone over despite being told no. So it felt more like Amy grew on Penny, so I don't have a big problem with this. There was one thing with Amy that I was sad about in this episode, and it's that she actually seems the least accepting of the guy's interests out of any of their partners. She still thinks comic books are for children and that it's intellectually beneath Sheldon to be into them. I don't know, like, what are her hobbies that makes her so dismissive of his? And there are certain types of media that are seen as less than, but they all have their own merits. Sheldon is immature in a lot of ways, don't get me wrong, but him being into comic books and nerd stuff is not one of those reasons. I do hear a lot of things like video games are for kids, not often directed at me, but just people in general. That's died down quite a bit in the last few decades, but like, what makes it less worthwhile as compared to TV or movies, especially in this day and age when their stories can rival those of like big budget shows and movies. And it's also better for your brain to do something interactive. So as someone whose hobbies are kind of looked down upon by large parts of society, it frustrates me to see Amy still be so close-minded about Sheldon's hobbies. It is good for some laughs to see Amy kind of skirt around calling Sheldon's hobbies childish or whatever, but I hope they can get to a place where she's more understanding at some point. And yeah, I wound up with more thoughts about this episode than I originally anticipated, and a lot of it has to do with the relationship dynamics in this episode. The Oxford study that Sheldon cites says that on average, people have a core of like 5 people who are super important in their lives, and it says that when a romantic relationship starts, that number drops to 4, but it also includes the romantic partner, so you actually wind up losing 2 close friends. That's interesting to hear. I think I assumed as much, but I don't actually think I've lost any friends whenever I've entered romantic relationships. Ironically, I've lost friends when I didn't enter romantic relationships, But no, I definitely prioritize my friendships. I've never felt like I didn't have enough time or emotional bandwidth to keep up with everything. And Emily being uncomfortable with Penny was sad. Raj definitely made it into more of a problem than it should have been when it didn't have to be. And apparently Penny told the others at some point that they didn't actually have sex with each other. But yeah, I'm still friends with two of my exes. They're great people. One of them was my friend for like 12 years before we even dated. And it's actually kind of a deal breaker for me if someone I'm dating doesn't approve of that. Thankfully, that's never been a problem. Most people I've been on dates with appreciate that I can be on good terms with an ex, which I admit isn't what I expected at first, probably because I feel like the majority of straight men tend to have a problem if their partners are still friends with their exes. Heck, I feel like most men have a problem if their partners have male friends in general. But yeah, most of the time it comes from insecurity, but it just feels so childish. So seeing Emily be cold to Penny was kind of sad and a bit frustrating as well. I'm glad it won't affect her relationship with Raj, and thankfully Raj wasn't considering dropping Penny from his friend group, despite joking earlier about how if Emily doesn't like one of his friends, he'd just send them Christmas cards and then never see them again. But yeah, Penny and Emily wind up being friendly while still hating each other. I guess that's the best we can hope for at this moment. But yeah, with a plan to invest in Stuart's comic book store, Sheldon actually has good insight for a change. He brought up the fact that you should go over it with your partners if you want to have big purchases or investments. Completely valid and correct. Unfortunately for Amy, his way of delivering this news, while hilarious, is also just very not good. It was, be excited about this or our relationship is in big trouble, which is like on the edge of threatening. And it also reflects a lack of respect for her thoughts and opinions. Granted, as mentioned before, I'm not a fan of her opinions of his interests, but still. And it's interesting to look at the other couples deciding on these investments as well. Penny hasn't been in a serious relationship before and is curious as to why Leonard even asks her about it. You're gonna be married, that stuff is important. And yeah, Leonard might be blindsided by her very large credit card debt in the near future. That's gonna be problematic. Curious if it'll show up in an episode or if it's just a joke that doesn't get brought up ever again. And then Bernadette shuts Howard down immediately, even before she hears the idea. It makes sense though if they want to buy a place, especially if they want to have children at some point. I wish she'd heard him out a little bit first and pretend like they were actually going to have a real conversation about it. But no, she has a right to veto, of course, in this situation. And plus, she actually went to Stuart to hear him out after a while. I'm actually glad it didn't work out though, because they all have so little business sense. All the guys except Leonard thought it would be a great idea to pick up kids in a van to shuttle them to the comic book store. Oh my god, it's almost cute how naive they are. Also in this episode, Howard is upset about the Stuart and his mom thing, and I understood his issues before, but was never on his side about this, but I think this episode introduced some new dynamics that changed my thinking about it. The HBO stuff, Stuart requesting that Howard call before he comes over, that's whatever. Like, Howard already moved out, he should call before he shows up. And just like Sheldon should have called his mother in a previous episode. And the bigger sticking point is Howard feeling like he's being replaced. Mrs. Wolowitz liked having someone to take care of, and Howard moving out kind of took that away from her. So in a sense, Stuart is replacing Howard, and that is rough for him. And before this episode, I was just like, this is a good thing for both Stuart and Deb, so I think Howard just needs to learn to be okay with it. But that doesn't have to mean that anything goes. Her calling Stuart Boobala, which is her name for Howard, I can definitely empathize with Howard being upset about that, and because Howard isn't okay with it, I think that's a perfectly reasonable boundary to set. And then the whole giving Stuart money for the comic book store is a little trickier. I think a lot of it depends on context, like how much money was it actually. It feels like a lot because even split among the four guys, it seemed like a significant purchase. And Debbie was also a single mom, so I don't know how she managed to buy this house and then also have that much left over. But I think if you're gonna give a sizable amount of money to someone who isn't your own child, they should know about it first. Like, I don't think kids are definitely like entitled to all of their money, and I think if Debbie wants to give that money to Stuart, she can. But I can understand Howard feeling blindsided by that, especially since it sounded like a gift and not a loan. Like, the societal assumption is that Howard would inherit that money at some point, so I understand Howard being upset. And can you imagine, though, if Debbie wound up leaving the house to Stuart? Oh man, that would be really, really bad. We probably won't see that happen, though, just because it would just cause too much tension for a comedy show, and the writers have no reason to write her off the show anyway. Anyway, long commentary in this episode. Thanks for watching. Full reactions on Patreon. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time with more. Bye, friends.